Good morning. It's Friday. It is September 19th and it's eclipse weekend. And this is going to be so much fun. That's sarcasm, in case you couldn't tell. Venus is in Virgo. The moon is in Virgo. Venus in Virgo irks me a bit because I attract every unhealed one under the sun. So get ready for the unrealistic expectations of perfectionism, the expectation of purity and kindness and self-sacrifice. Also be ready for the I sacrifice so much for you, why aren't you sacrificing for me? Guilt trips and so on and so forth. It is perfectly acceptable to say no. Stop self-sacrificing for people that didn't ask you to, and then using it as a guilt trip later on down the road. I have issues. This is why I teach my Virgo Venus daughter that she doesn't have to do that, right? You don't have to give yourself up for others, right? You can still be helpful, you can still be kind, you can still take care of people, but you don't have to give yourself up for it. Now, today and tomorrow, that Venus is making a yod with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius and Neptune retrograde in Aries, a square to Uranus retrograde in Gemini. And it is now in mutual reception with Mercury in Virgo. So we've got a lot going on here. Basically, people are starting to show their true colors. All of the collective nonsense and chaos that is happening, and the awakening of that Mercury retrograde and that information coming out. This is big energy of people, it's almost like crash out energy where you suddenly see people for who they truly are. You might see a lot of those guilt trips or people doubling down on self-sacrifice and stuff. Virgo's supposed to be a silent sacrifice, but when it's Venus, because it's in its fall in Virgo, it tends to kind of go silent until it's not kind of energy. But we need to make sure that you might be finding yourself in a situation where people are expecting you to give up yourself to take care of them because of all of the collective chaos that's happening. You can say no. You have every right to say no. If you can't do it, if it's too much for you, you can say no. We are in a space where we might start having to cut people off here because everybody's starting to react to what's going on. Shit's getting real, basically. And this eclipse is kind of bringing up all of those shadows. That's what a solar eclipse does, right? The shadow is blocking the sun, and it's showing you what you need to release. And in the sign of Virgo, that could be service of others. Are you giving too much? Now, it's happening in an opposition to Saturn. This is giving that using religious beliefs, using manipulation, lying, victim mentality, martyr mentality. There is a funeral on the day of the eclipse. Keep that in mind, that little martyr energy, as a way to try to enforce other people to fall in line, be pure and innocent and giving and sacrificial type of energy. Saturn in mundane astrology represents, my brain is stopping today, wow, it represents the government. So that loss of rights, free speech, workers' rights, healthcare, loss of service of others, the social safety nets that we have in our country that serves the people, all based on some type of twisted, manipulated belief system. And a lot of that is just becoming very, very clear over the weekend, which it has been, but I think it's almost like people need things to fully hit them head on before they go, wait, this is happening. And that's where we're getting to. Things are gonna get real spicy at the beginning of next week for sure. That's about it in the planets. Tomorrow, Mars hits the 29th degree of Leo. That's where things could get dangerous. If you are in a situation where people are expecting perfection of you and you can't keep up with that, make sure you're protecting yourself. If that person has a tendency towards angry outbursts, even if they haven't been violent before, still protect yourself and be careful in those situations. Energy of the weekend, Two of Swords. You got to make a decision. This is a crossroads kind of energy. Even though you can't see the end of the path clearly, you still have to make a decision. This is that nodal axis that we're on. We have to let go of being able to plan every detail, start moving towards being more guided into things, making decisions even if you can't see where it's going, even if the path is foggy. What we're focusing on, Six of Swords, moving away, getting out of these mental chaos type of situations, getting away from the people that keep you stuck in a mental chaos type of space. You got to get your mind clear. We cannot navigate what's coming if our minds are a mess. What we're avoiding, that Six of Pentacles. Don't give too much. Don't give more than you can handle giving. When people show you who they are, believe them. That is the theme of this weekend. If people are showing you that they take advantage of your help, that they're expecting help in like this perfection way more than you can give, you don't have to give to them. Also, be wary of taking help as well. Make sure that it's not like people that will later on play victim to having helped you. The bottom of the deck is Temperance, that in between death and the devil. How do we find our balance? How do we transmute all of the ugly that comes with that death card into something stable that can be used? How can we learn to get ourselves in a balanced space so that we can deal with things being out of our control as we're moving forward? Remember, you can't control what's happening in the world around you. You can't control other people, but you can control yourself. We have to learn how to do that. Clarifiers for our Two of Swords. The Fool, the Sun, and the Three of Wands. Go after what is for you, not for other people. This is going to be a weekend of where you're really seeing how other people are holding you back, how they're using their words to hold you back, how they're using the idea of perfection, how they are overanalyzing and being hypercritical. It is time to start going towards what is for you, not for everybody else. I've been saying for a year now, you got to get the voices of the world out of your head. Start listening to the voices of you and the divine, basically. Clarifiers for our Six of Swords. We have a Nine of Pentacles and the Hierophant. If you are stuck, you are in like a state of plateau where I've got all this stuff, but it still doesn't feel right. What do I do next? Right? Listen to those guides. Really make sure, you might even be being stubborn about this. A lot of people are really being stubborn about letting go of what they thought would be. We've got to let go of that, right? But also listen to your guides, listen to spiritual leaders that you trust and things like that to help guide you forward to get you out of this kind of chaotic space. Clarifiers for the Six of Pentacles. That was, what do we have? The Hangman, Six of Wands, and Knight of Swords. These two, Hangman and Knight of Swords, are opposing energies here, right? So this is like a push and pull. Hangman is just chilling. It's just waiting. It's observing, right? Six of Wands, that win. Who's celebrating? Who is celebrating you being stuck, right? What do you need to say about it? Really make sure, again, there is this big energy of people wanting to help, but using that help as a means of control. So really make sure that you're not doing that. They come off well-meaning. Maybe they probably truly are well-meaning, but that doesn't mean that it's right for you. Just sit back. What does a win really mean for you? Go after that. Stop worrying about what other people think of it. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor, that standing strong, building your empire, what you need for yourself and for your family, for your situation, and defending that.